probably can't hear me. Maybe you can hear me now. Welcome, Arts Foundation's 4th period. I'm gonna move the screen over and talk about what we're doing today. And shut the door. Hold up. Having math trouble all day. I've twisted it. It's still not like stay on the face. Maybe I moved my face too much when I talk. Okay, so hopefully everybody went here to Wednesday, and you can see that there's a little instructions, and I'm going to talk to you today and show you about these graffiti arrows. We're still going to be working with value. It says to draw 3 graffiti arrows with at least one overlapping, I guess I should say. And then you're going to come back and shade it to show some value. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to post the video in a few minutes here. Know that this week you only have 3 sketch assignments. So see down here where it says week 3 slides, week 3 upload, that you'll have 3 sketchbook assignments. You will start your sketchbook assignments with Jacob Lawrence. I think that's who it is today. Let me look. Please know when you do your sketchbook assignments, they're always right here in this instruction box. So this whole slide, this whole PowerPoint presentation right here is yours for, the semester. So you, believe it or not, have already done a lot of work. You are all to hear Jacob Lawrence. Yes. I love this image. This is dealing more with shape and color, and as opposed to these previous ones when there's a lot of value, which you're working with now. We're getting ready to move into color. Jacob Lawrence was kind of known for dynamic cubism. If you click here on the hyperlink for cubism, it'll tell you all about it. You might already know about it because of Picasso. Picasso was the beginning of cubism, and it's basically taking organic shapes and then making them geometric. So a figure form such as this girl with a mandolin, if we drew it realistically, it would be very curvy and organic, but anything curvy has become, angular, and that was kind of the beginning of that. And your sketch assignment is going to deal with Jacob Lawrence, and you can read about him too. I love this style of work. I like the flat colors and the shapes being simplified. They're simplified to the point that you can see other things, like it can communicate a little bit better than when it's just basically a portrait. So then you're going to go to, let's get back. No, I did not want to do that. Let's go back to your assignments. And I'm going to click on your value project down here, value arrows. Let me undo that. That's not supposed to be published. I changed that one. Let me delete that one. Okay, so here's your assignment, or here's where you're going to upload this. It's very simple. This kind of shows you step by step. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. While that's loading, let me get to my drive. No, I don't want to go to my drive. I think I'm going to invent some glasses that are attached to a mask. There's got to be some way to be able to wear a glass and a mask. Oh, yes. It's like a shower. It's like I've gotten in the shower with a whole bunch of steam. I don't know. Like, it's driving me nuts. Okay, graffiti arrows. So, just a little bit of FYI behind this. In your assignment block where you'll be uploading, I have posted this example. This will help you draw some of your arrows. I also have kind of posted a shaded version for this for you to look at. and then kind of step by step. It's very light here. You will be able to see it better at your house, but obviously you don't have to do this many. You might get into it and want to continue. But I do want to talk about how I say entirely too much. That would be one thing we could talk about. We're going to talk about graffiti a little bit just for a second and kind of where this project came from. Okay. You would think after y'all being gone a week, I would have all this good to go, but nope, still struggle bus. I'm just gonna do it this way. Okay, so this has a quote: graffiti has always been a temporary art form. You make your mark and then they scrub it off. I think that's so powerful because obviously that's the definition of graffiti. It typically is seen as vandalism, and you know, a lot of times if they can reach it, you know, it's scrubbed off and etc. What's interesting is this particular artist that said this, Banksy, is a very, very, very famous graffiti artist. I want to show you just a couple of examples of his work really quick. I had this all uploaded, but then exited out of my programs, so I apologize. It's not going as fast. So Banksy is very famous graffiti artist. I'm just going to flip through some of his pictures. He's from London. And he at times has done like controversial or worldly topics. The really cool thing about him is nobody knows what he looks like. Nobody's ever seen him. I think there's a documentary also I can tell you if you're interested about him and his work. Some of them are quite large. This is a very interesting, it's a stencil of Charles Manson in a prison suit hitchhiking. Now, the funny thing here with this is, you know, Charles Manson was a serial killer. Okay, so this street art graffiti is about the height. You know, it's the same height as a man. You know, you got this was an iconic figure. Like most people are, you know, can figure that out. And then he's like, you know, he wants to go anywhere. He wants to hitchhike. This is probably his very famous. This you might have even seen. Have you ever seen that? Might have seen it. I don't know. It's a very famous one. He's very, like I said, he's dealing with controversial topics. Like this one, you know, and okay. And the other thing he would do, like this is in London also, and obviously it's you know, it's basically an affair going on, and the husband's come home and he's looking for, you know, whatever his wife was doing. But he might have put that on the outside of a British parliament. Like he might put that on the side of where like a senator would live in London or something. Like, so like if there was some gossipy news going on, you know, and he could get to these areas, he would put stuff up like that. And it'd be hard to get away with. I just think that he's just crazy good. This is in New Orleans. So he's also been here in the States, and, you know, hopefully people didn't take, you know, his stuff away. Remember, he doesn't ask permission. He's just going around and finding these areas. You know, and he might be making some sort of saying this is in a rural part of New Orleans. And, you know, back in the day, there might have been, you know, kids playing here, and now it's just dilapidated buildings, that type of thing. This is very poignant. You know, it's a dilapidated building still in New Orleans. You know, no loitering, but then there's this, you know, sweet man, you know, with the little American flag. So I just wanted to briefly tell you about Banksy because you know, I mean, just his images are, you know, this is in Bethlehem, Jerusalem, like just, you know, a place maybe that needed love. He puts thought into all of this. Now, why I want to tell you that, this is also, Right. This is also in Bethlehem. Like, you know, and obviously you don't have a hole in the wall and it's this beautiful beach, you know, it's a desert. So, this is my favorite story. So when he did come over here to the United States, he was in New York, where, you know, there's big, you know, museums, and he's doing some of his work in different places. And he'd been in the United States. Everybody was trying to find him because a lot of people that are museum, you know, patrons or have a lot of money, you know, that are really culturally aware, like are aware of him. Well, one day randomly, and this is after he'd already left New York and is, you know, gone some other places to do some graffiti. He went to Central Park, and most of his work is it's a stencil, like you would cut out the shape and then you would hold it up and spray it. So he had made like smaller, you know, pieces of art with his work on it, sprayed, set up a table at Central Park, and was selling his work for $100. So yes, covered, you know, but, you know, selling, you know, he wasn't giving his face identity away, but it was, so he's selling this work for $100. Well, you know, and most people at that time, I mean, the people that were coming up knew, you know, who he was or whatever. And they were like, no way, there's no way this is you. There's no way we'll pay $100 for something that you've stolen off the computer and printed out, blah, blah, blah. And then some people actually did buy. Come to find out, it was really him. Everybody that, you know, spent that $100 has an original, you know, which I'm sure they've auctioned off and whatever, you know, I mean, like, I can't imagine, but it's just kind of funny, like when you're presented, nobody knows who you are, you're presented with what might be, you know, his work, like, what are you going to do? I thought that was interesting. But those people that actually were like, okay, fine, here's $100, I'm gonna take your word on it. I just like that little thought about Banksy. So and then one other, this is kind of where this project idea kind of came from. This is another graffiti artist. And if you click on this hyperlink in your canvas, kind of takes him to his website, which for him to be a graphic designer, I thought would be a little bit more state of the art. But anyway, he you know, started painting just very classic graffiti style, and then he kind of grew into this very dynamic. And when I say dynamic, and this is a perfect example of this project, and you could totally do it this way, because we've learned with our value that we can do a shade pencil value, or we can do cross hatching, and, you know, it's a ribbon, I mean, it's an arrow, it's overlapping. But it's energetic. Arrows tend to be energetic. They're not like horizontal little lines that, you know, make you seem to go to sleep. So this is kind of where this particular project came from. He's kind of fun to look at. I'm perfectly fine if you want to add color into some areas. What we're doing is just learning how to take a basic shape like a triangle and a rectangle and give it a little bit of three-dimensional quality and overlap. So there's some of his work. This would be a great design for like a Red Bull company of some sort. So you at home, everybody at home, where you submit your arrows, right here kind of shows you how to do it. Draw the arrows, you can weave them in and out. And then you're gonna come back in, I'm gonna show you how to do it on the board, sorry. Then you're gonna come back in and shade the edges and or the background and make it, you know, seem like it's popping a little bit more. You're gonna upload those today. I'm gonna draw on the board, try to find some room I've been drawing on it. And you're gonna make sure you did your sketch assignment. Also, I have opened up every module, every assignment. So if there's something you haven't turned in, today would be a great day before it turns into a 0 to upload your work. Board. So these don't have to be, you know, you're just doing this in your sketchbook. Like here's just a very quick sketch I've been working on. This has you know, shading in kind of hatching lines. You're doing, you know, a few arrows. I want you to at least try overlapping one. I had another one somewhere. You know, if you get into it and you wanted to, you know, like I'm writing art kind of in a graffiti font, and then I'm going to kind of do this thing with the arrows. And this one, you can tell I used the hatching lines instead of shading, or you could do a combination of both. And then today I was showing on the board like how to draw. They're very, very simple. I'm gonna erase. And pull y'all up here. I think you can see. We're always moving around in here. Okay, so very, very easy. You're just gonna start with, you know, remember, an arrow is basically a triangle that you don't go all the way. And then is it curved? Is it, oh, I do not like that. Sorry, hold on. Okay, that's all you're doing. So here's one arrow. Now, you want to make it look dimensional, like it's got some dimension. So everywhere where it turns, meaning where there's a shape, you're going to draw a vertical line. Okay, now I'm going to connect, whoops, sorry, I forgot that one. Now I'm going to connect. You connect with whatever is here. So if it goes this way here, it's going to go that way there. If it's curved here, it's curved there. If it's diagonal, and I know you probably can't see, it's diagonal there. Same here. If it goes, so whatever is at the top, you're going to do the exact same at the bottom. So now we've just taken a very flat arrow and now made it like it's thick. So everybody got that? And that's all you're doing. And then you're going to come back in and shade with your pencil, dark to light, or hatching. Remember, with hatching and cross hatching, as we go, we add a little bit more space. Remember, you can come back in and cross hatch if you need to. So just have fun with the ribbons. I mean, gosh, I keep saying ribbons because I will be teaching y'all how to do ribbons. I'll do a triangle-ish ribbon. So I'll do this little demo. Can you see where you are? Okay. So, because I don't know if we'll get to that. Sometimes I do a ribbon project. So this is a very simple, are you sure you can see over the computer? Okay, yeah, okay. So, I don't know where to be. Here, let me do it up there. That would be a good idea. Because this kind of looks cool with the ribbon too. So you can do, with the arrows, you can do a curved line like this, or you could kind of do, a line like this. And I'm not going to put the triangle part yet. I'm just going to show you how to do kind of like a ribbon. So everywhere it moves, just like we did here, everywhere it makes a change, you're going to do a vertical line. Okay, then all you're going to do is connect this to this, like this. But you're mirroring what's up here. Just like here, whatever was here, we do down here at the bottom. Now, this goes back to line control when we worked on doing lines very straight and steady in the same amount of space. Okay, and then you would come back and erase those little guidelines. Now, very easy. I can now, turn that into a triangle. Come back in and fatten up my, my curvy one. Same for this one. This one looks cool. Vertical, 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 vertical. How wide you make this is how thick your depth is going to be. Here to here. Y'all will do better because you won't be on the board standing awkward. Here to here. Here to here. And here to here. Okay, then you come back and you erase your guidelines, the little lines that we just connected. See how I'm doing that? Then come in, you know, turn that into some sort of triangle. Then make that dimensional, and so forth. So if it's that there, it'd be like that here. If it's this here, it would be that like there, and so forth. And then you can come back in and then like do an arrow up there if you wanted to as well. And then you would come back and shade dark to light as you would do here. So hopefully that gives you some extra fun things to do, but just play with the concept of try to make sure you do an overlapping one, which means, you know, I want you to draw an arrow on top of another one you've already done, and then figure out which one you want on top. So if we want this one that I just drew on top, then you need to erase the lines from this one. So definitely explore overlapping also with these ribbons. I mean, arrows. Okay. Demario, you okay? Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Well, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to upload it. I know it's, are you hot? Oh yeah. I'm sweating. Make sure everybody at home virtual, make sure you go in and upload, make sure you've taken pictures of your sketch assignments. You just need to be uploading things and putting them in. They're going to turn to zeros tomorrow. And enjoy working with these little arrows. You, like I said, you're just going to do just a few little, just fun little designs in your sketchbook, still trying to incorporate value somewhere. So we can see that these are thick, like thick blocked arrows. All right, well, if there's no questions, I will upload this and I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh my God, it's so hot. I think my glasses are steaming from how hot my face is, and then my breath, and then into, I mean, it's like steam. They breathe better.